Hey, hey, hey.
Hi, y'all.
How are you?
Thanks for being here. Well, you too. I mean, the audience. Come on.
Oh, the audience. You're glad they're here. Yeah. I was hoping you're glad I'm here. I don't know. You
I
don't know.
would hope so, because if it wasn't for you, the tech would be like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, me and tech, I have issues.
It's
Yeah,
a
like,
wobbly type situation. So,
yes, it's very partly cloudy. You never know what to expect with me and tech. I don't do well. It's a love
yeah, yeah.
relationship. It
Well, I'm
truly
trying
is.
to find our banners for the night. There we go. Got a banner.
All right. Good job.
So I mean, this weekend, visited a bar. Was able to tell somebody. I love it when I get to go to a bar and I can tell people about our podcast, and they're like, "That sounds like a good idea."
Right?
Yeah.
Fun. Fun stuff. Did you post the pictures onto the Facebook page? If not, I'm going to post them for you.
I don't think I posted those ones onto our Facebook page. I think they're only on my Facebook page. I don't think I got to ours. Um, and I think you have control of our Instagram because I don't.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
did not. Well, I've never done anything with Instagram. I will look. If not, I will get my VA on it.
yeah. If we probably should have Instagram because really we can show that pictures kind of show when we're
Yeah.
out and about. But I always love it though when you go to a bar like that and they're like you start asking them drink questions and they're like, well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Then you tell them, well, it's because we have a podcast and we're always looking for ideas. And they're like, oh,
Right.
interesting. So,
Well, somebody said to me, oh, there's this new brewery that's in Canby, which is 15, 20 minutes from where I'm at. And I was like, oh, hi there, Robert. And I was like, I'm going to have to go check them out, because if I could put them on podcast, so that's a new one I'm going to have to check out.
well, that's the other thing is I want to start checking these locations out because, this year Gladys and I are going to try. We committed to each other to come to each other's locations so we can do a live show together. We can record a show with the two of us sitting in a location. So
Right.
we're not looking for those locations. So if you are a bar owner, you are a brewery owner, you're a distiller, and you would be open to us doing a podcast, recording it. We may not broadcast it live from there. We may broadcast a piece live, but we're going to record it for an episode live. But we would love to do that. So we're not asking you to give us free drink. We're just asking you to give us a location. We may need Wi-Fi if we're going to broadcast, but we need space to set up equipment with microphones. That's all we ask, and cameras.
You don't ask for much.
Not much. No. Anyway, so this week's topic is dry January. We're only going to do one episode on dry January this year. All right, because there's so much going on that we could do, and I don't want to waste a full month. All right, for those who are coming to our podcast, probably dry January is not everything they're looking for, but there are some people who come to our podcast that don't drink. They come in and they talk about the food, they talk about drink ideas, but they personally don't drink alcohol.
Right.
And dry January is that every year. There's people who take a break from drinking for a month. You and I never take a break, but anyway.
I did actually for a little. Well, I was sick because we didn't those 2 weeks. Absolutely, it was fine because we were both sick, not doing the podcast, so there was no need. Actually, I think I did like the hot toddy, the rum. It's the buttered rum.
Yeah.
It was a buttered rum, which has hardly any alcohol, but it was nice and hot. Just in hopes that it was going to help me, and I put honey in it. But it was one cup. It was one time.
Which alcohol does that sometimes?
Yeah. So I have. We made Caesar salad, so chicken Caesar salad.
So yeah, I have one here. All right, I kind of have it in the dish.
Okay.
All right, and everything's down below. I'm going to do a shake onto it.
Oh yes.
With a bigger bowl, and I have some I'm going to add some of Newman's Caesar dressing to it.
Okay.
And then I do have some chicken. Last night we had some chicken.
Okay.
I just took it literally right off the bone from what we had last night to add to it.
Okay. I actually was at the supermarket, and I'm like, okay, give me one chicken breast. That's all I needed. Because I'm like, I didn't want the big pack. It's like, what? No, that's too much. So I got a couple of thighs and one chicken breast. I forgot to get the picture with the lemon because you got to have a lemon there, and I already have all the goodies in there. So that was part of the beauty of it.
Um, the salad I did get does have some chicken into it, but I wanted to use some of the additive chickens that we had.
Yeah, when the chicken that I saw, I was going, oh yeah, no, this is not going to work for me. So I just said, I'm just going to make my own.
Well, the chicken that came with it is a white meat. I actually took a piece. I took a leg. I took a piece of dark meat.
Okay.
I actually put into it because to me, light and dark together. So here's what I do when I do a salad shake. I have my bigger bowl.
Okay, there you go.
I'll
Yeah. Oh, I remember doing salad shakes way back when, and it was just like in the little Tupperware container. It just shake, 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 and then it was ready to go. It makes a huge difference because then you get everything in there, which is great.
There is one thing that I always add to my Caesar salads: black pepper.
Ah, okay.
All right.
I have done that in the past. You are right. I have done that.
Especially if I don't have any fresh cracked in here, or I really would love the fresh cracked black pepper on it. It just makes it so much better.
Yes.
But drink wise, I'm not going to open these, but I'm not going to show them because I'm actually going to make a drink. But
one thing that I forgot to bring was my my non-alcoholic beer, which I had, and when I went on my run, somebody said, "Hey, that's a good NA beer." I actually have my hat that is from a non-alcoholic beer company that's been a sponsor of Captain Kaufman, my friend Jeremy. He does obstacle course racing, and so he usually is really good at getting sponsors, and that is one of his sponsors. So in one of the races, I was volunteer. The Great Donut Race, and one of the ladies brought us donut earrings, and Jeremy, of course, gave us a 6-pack of, or was it a 10-pack of non-alcoholic beer? So it was a great gift. I was like, okay, we'll work for beer, even if it's NA.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It has great flavor. There are some beers the ones that are, this one is a Pilsner that I have. They had a Mexican style, they had a Pilsner, and then an IPA. And of course, the IPAs were the first to go. I don't care for grapefruit, and therefore I don't like IPAs because they taste like grapefruit to me. I guess me tasting grapefruit in an IPA is like people saying that cilantro tastes like soap. I think that's what it is.
Very close. Yep.
So I did mine was more of a stir than a shake.
Yeah.
And then I added the Parmesan was already in there. The dressing was already in there. It was just the lemon that I wanted to wait. And I did put citrus on the chicken when I baked it yesterday. And so what I have is, and I think I may have mentioned that this is the very first non-alcoholic bar that has opened up. Yes, so they were the very first one, and they are Wilderton. They are in Hood River, so they're about an hour and a bit from here. And so that's why I decided, I've been to their tasting room. Brad Whitting and Seth O'Malley, they're the ones who founded it in 2019. They both have an extensive history in the spirit industry, and they wanted to grow that craft. They said that craft is what makes a better product, even if it has alcohol or no alcohol. In this case, there's no alcohol. And so for them, craft meant a lot of things. It meant real botanicals, not flavors. It meant avoiding synthetic preservatives and colors and doing things without shortcuts because they think it makes for a better product. And so they started with their most, is it this one? Oh, these are the two main ones. The bittersweet and the luster, which is the citrus one. So these are their main two that they use. I also have the non-alcoholic earthen, enjoy with ginger ale and lime over ice. So there's this one, and the great thing is it tells you exactly what to do with it. And I do have recipe cards, which I did not even bring with me, but they wanted to bring these characteristic of boldness and have multiple options and techniques and the distillation process. And so there's the citrus and the bittersweet are the ones that they see as most complex. And it's the way that these taste, in their opinion, it is what is served in Italy. So what you can find in Italy. And so it was kind of cool when I tasted it. They made this delicious cocktail for me. It even had the dried lemon in it. It was awesome. But that wasn't one of the recipes that I found. I was like very disappointed. But it's so much fun to try. And now there's a lot more different options out there. Calm or Calming Co, I think is one of the primary ones. But now I think because it is dry January, I've seen like 3 to 4 different ones. But Calming Co is the one that's been around for a little bit longer, which it's supposed to help give you that nice soothing feeling of a cocktail without the alcohol, without the hangover, without all the other issues that come from drinking too much. And so one of the folks that I remember many years ago, where they were trying to stop drinking, and so what did the bartender do? Gave them cranberry juice in a martini glass. Chilled it. I think I'm sure that the bartender did more than just cranberry juice. But if you put anything into a pretty glass, it will give a different flavor. There's these ladies I'm a part of, and one of them said she was going to do the Heart 75 and was going to follow it to a T. And she was not drinking alcohol, and hers was wine. So long as it was in a wine glass, she would drink anything. And I remember my niece, when she was little, we would put juice or milk in a wine goblet, and she just loved it. She felt so fancy. So putting things into a pretty glass sometimes will give you that feeling. And because of the tartness of the cranberry juice, this gives it that different flavor where it feels like a cocktail. So the bitter here, the bittersweet aperitivo, this one gives you that, a little bit more of an umph when it comes to your cocktails. So I thought that was kind of fun that, a bartender figured out a way to make that feel of warmth of a cocktail without it having any alcohol. Plus, another good thing about having non-alcoholic is the low calories, no artificial flavors, caffeine-free, gluten-free, vegan, natural preservation. So it has all these good things in there. So one of the things that I'm going to be making is the Americano. So it's a non-Americano because it has this bubbliness, it's non-alcoholic, and it's similar to the Americano cocktail. So it's going to be with the bittersweet 1 ounce, then 4 ounces of soda water. So of course I have my Topo Chico, as well as 2 ounces of sweet vermouth. And so I have the Ransom sweet vermouth right here. So those are going to be the 3 things that are going to be going into my cocktail. So 1 ounce of the bittersweet aperitivo, 4 ounces of soda, and 2 ounces of the sweet vermouth. And then it says to have a garnish it with an orange slice. Now that one would be in a Collins glass. Well, this is the closest I have to a Collins glass. So this is what I'm going to use. And that's how I'm going to make mine. So build it. Ooh, come on. It's just built. So this is not one that's shaken or stirred. This one is just, you build it right in. And I want to thank the Black Bear Diner right across the street for the ice, because I had set aside my ice. I put it in my little carrier container, threw it in the freezer and I did that this morning. And yet I walked out the door without my ice. So by the time I realized that it was 4:20 my time, I'm like, it's, coming and going. I'm going to be rushing. So I just went across the street, went to Black Bear and said, and I said, can I get some ice, please? They laughed at me. They're sure. So thank you, Black Bear Diner. Appreciate you for taking care of my ice needs. Where's my, there it is. My little measuring. Yeah, there you go, mister. Yep. Oh, of course. Yes. The Eagles. Yes, of course. He's an Eagles fan. We won't get into football because I've already been made fun of, even though the Cowboys have been out for a bit. I was made fun of this weekend. I was like, come on, people, be nice to me. I'm not making fun of your team, but it was all fun banter. So we're gonna do.
There's
Ooh,
only one
look
more
at
team
that.
I'm
It
looking
let
forward
me
to watching them
open
move.
it. So it's 1 ounce. I'm gonna do the sweet vermouth, and then I'm gonna top it off. I always like to top it off at the very top. Is my.
So I looked at it. I wanted to talk about some of the things I had in my cabinet.
If you are using regular vermouth or the dry vermouth and you're trying to make this, my suggestion is to add some simple syrup, because the whole point is for it to have a little bit of sweetness. And I don't like sweets, but there's certain things that you definitely want to. Ooh, not see that one coming. Careful when you open up anything that has.
Anything that has pressure, you watch where you open
and
it.
I don't know that I'm going to have enough space for 4 ounces. We're going to find that out really quickly here. Ooh, maybe. I was just going to top it all the way off, but I wanted to measure it to see how. Oh, there it is. And the thing is that it's layered, so that's part of the fun, is the layering. Look at those colors.
Mm-hmm.
Does that not look gorgeous? You're like, can't talk, I'm eating.
No.
So this is the Americano. So I want to get a picture, of course, because it has to look pretty. And I should have gotten the picture before. You know what? I'm going to take the picture without the salad, because my salad is already, I haven't even touched it, and it's already looks like a mess.
Salads don't keep long. And of course, when I come here to the broadcast every week, I'm starving. So,
see if I can get the name of the podcast in there. Oh, that looks cool. Oh. All right, so let's try this. Let me, since I did not get my. You're way too quiet over there, Mr. Tim.
I know. Well, I did want to talk over you. I went through my cabinet to see what I had.
You definitely want the sweetness in there, because this one, when they talk bitter, there is definitely a little bitterness in there. So it definitely has that flavor of a cocktail. I forgot my orange. Gotta garnish it with the orange. All right, what are you making?
So I have
can't talk eating.
I have a little bit of a what do you call a mule without alcohol.
All right, got my orange. To get the oils out and then go around. Ta-da! Oh wow, you can get that little bit of a difference with the orange. All right, what did you make?
I made a mule.
You're on mute.
I'm on mute?
Yep.
How am I on mute?
You're still on mute.
How about now?
Or is it me with my settings? I'm going to check my audio, make sure it's not me. Oh, you know what? It's me with my audio. Please hold.
She shut me off. Can you believe it? She shut me off. Uh-oh.
Oh, there you go. I hear you.
How about now?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Much better. I was like going, it's way too quiet.
Well, there's 3 times I kind of figured something was wrong, because there's 3 times I tried to say something and you just kept right on going.
Not that bad when it comes to cutting you off.
Yeah. No, I looked at some of the stuff I had in the cabinet that were mixers.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the mixers we had in there. And we have 3 different ones in there. I don't know where they came from or whether somebody gave them to me as a gift. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. One of them was a ginger mule.
Oh.
And when I see that, I'm like, wait a minute. Why don't I just make a mule without alcohol?
Yeah.
So I literally, I have ginger beer. I have mint, I have lime, I have simple syrup, and I made just a beautiful little mule. And
And
there's no alcohol in it.
oh, but sometimes it's that flavor that you get that just tastes delicious.
I know. Well, lime juice, mint. I mean, I went out to the store today and got me some good fresh mint to put in it.
Mm.
So, and it's kind of refreshing to have because, as I said, we're having healthy options with a salad.
When I was down in California, there was also one of the places we went to with my brother. They made me a refresher, and they muddled the mint and the cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if it was lemon or lime juice. It might have been lime juice, and then put the topped it off with soda water, and it was so delicious, so refreshing. There was another one with blueberries and mint. They of course gave you like one refill. But what I've noticed is that even though there's more mocktails out there,
Yeah.
the cost of mocktails has gone up. And somebody said it takes the same amount of effort to make a mocktail than it is to make a cocktail. It's the same thing. So therefore, but it's when you're charging me $9 to $14. The last time that I went to Wilderton, yes, the cocktail was delicious and it was beautifully presented, and it was $14. I can get an old fashioned for $14 with some rye, So it was kind of like, oh. But I guess if you don't drink and you get a nice cocktail that has no alcohol in it, that's a way to go. So
Well, one of the things I was at, like the brewery we were at yesterday, they had a list of non-alcoholic beers. And I said to the guy, I says, "Are these yours?" He said, "No, they're in other companies that we just have on our menu."
Yeah.
And he said something to the line of, "I think our brewmaster's like, if we're going to make beer, why are we taking the alcohol out of it?" Like, you got a point there, but sometimes a good combination. Remember when we were kids, we'd go to a party. And remember some of the punch mixes we had that didn't have alcohol into them?
right.
I mean, they were phenomenal in taste.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a Coke, it wasn't a Kool-Aid, it was a mixed drink without the alcohol. That's all it really was. It was a punch.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing I didn't pull out was my Monday whiskey and gin.
Yeah.
So I think I had it on last year, but I have Monday whiskey and gin. I have Portland syrups, but most of theirs, they're just the syrups that they want you to put it into an actual cocktail. But Wilderton, they're all about making non-alcoholic cocktails, which was really nice. I was going, okay, I like that. You can get this one with club soda and a lemon or orange wedge. It goes very well. And the whiskey alternative with lemon juice, simple syrup, and club soda is your John Collins, which is the other one I was going to make, but since I didn't pull it out. But the other one that I thought of that I almost made was the snow globe spritzer or spritz, which has the bittersweet ginger beer, orange juice, and simple syrup. And the reason I was like, well, I ended up not making that. I did have ginger beer here. Is I left the orange juice at home, so I was like, I didn't feel like squeezing the rest of my orange. I was not going to get 0.75 ounces out of that. But then you after you make it and it's in a whiskey glass and you have it looks all pretty. Then you put the mint on top and then you dust it with powdered sugar. So I thought that would have been fun to do. So, but the other thing you can do to make something non-alcoholic is if you get a cranberry juice with soda water. This combination is always a good one. And one of the things that you can do, which I've brought up before, is that you just put your ice in your glass to get it cold and you let it sit for a little bit. And then you just dump out the ice and you're good to go. And then, of course, you can still use your big cubes if you're using your whiskey glass. So that way it still feels like an adult beverage, So You can do so many fun things. You really
These are
can.
my mill mugs.
But yeah, all the different mixtures that are out there. You can also just drink ginger beer.
Yeah.
Muddle the mint, right?
Yeah. Ginger beer by itself is pretty.
Oh, did I lose you again?
You lost me again. You're messing with the settings on your computer tonight. I'm telling you. I haven't changed anything. How about now? How about now?
Oh,
And
okay. Here
now?
you are. I have you again.
What are you doing, girl?
I just got a new laptop because my other one was acting up. So I had to makeshift all my wires to reconnect to the laptop because I can't use my centralized location. And I thought everything had been ironed out. I tested it. Everything was fine. But apparently something is still wonky and it's disconnecting my audio.
Oh, wow.
So I'm having issues. Again, me and tech just do not get along, y'all. So, but did you just make the one meal, or did you think
No,
of
just one. I just made one drink. I said I was gonna look at the mixes, but I'm like, I'm just gonna make one drink tonight. Wasn't gonna make it a lot of detail and stuff because it's not my thing. Dry January, just be honest. We're doing it for the show, but it's just not my thing.
So you can also add if you're doing you can also add a cherry, or like what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to use my lemon, and I'm going to do a twist of is it a squeeze of lemon and a twist of lime?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one I'm going to use my
But you know what is non-alcoholic that most people never thought about? You watch the old movies and they had remember the old-fashioned drugstore soda fountains?
Yeah.
Same concept. You know, same concept. You go in there and they mixed all the stuff in with your Coke. I mean, that's where cherry Coke came from.
Right. Oh, this tastes really good. I like this.
So, I mean, I actually have every now and then I take the juice from my maraschino cherries and add it to my Dr. Pepper.
Right.
That's a mixed drink, technically.
You
know? Okay. Anyway.
can get the fun picture here. Going to be a fun picture because I did it upside down so that I can get the name and everything. But this was the Luster, which is tonic and an orange. Well, I did not use tonic. I used soda water, but I also squeezed a little bit of lemon juice in here.
Yeah.
And of course, my glass is cold, because I had ice in there. So this one, I think shaken would have been even a little bit better. Shake, 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 and then pour it in here. But there's the lime peel in there. So you can make your own mocktail with what you have, but using additional things like your mint, your lemon, using sugar cane instead of simple syrup,
yes,
using honey,
maple syrup, honey.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different things you can do. All right, which changes your sweetness, changes your thing.
Right.
I thought about doing a martini with olive juice. And then using your tonic water or soda rather than vodka or gin. Same concepts. Anyway, interesting thing. All right. And those people, I get it. There's people who get it. I said people watch the show or listen to our show who don't drink. So
yeah,
this is our testament to you this week. Not that we're saying you have to drink all the time. It's just what we do.
Yeah, and one of the things I was a volunteer at a nonprofits fundraiser, and I was running around, and so I said I wanted the Topo Chico and soda water with lemon. So I said I wanted it. I wanted them just squeeze a little bit of the lemon in there, but I wanted it in a wine goblet. One, because I could get more in there because they were giving the small. I said no, I need wine goblet. And so I was doing what I was doing. I had my wine goblet, and when they would see me coming, they were ready for me to fill it up again. But that just made it. It was fun to be able to carry the goblet with me, and it just tasted that much better that it was in a pretty glass. So use your glasses, use what works, that is going to make elevate your drink to the next level just by how you present it. It's like when food looks beautiful, it's beautifully presented.
Yeah.
It's gonna taste that much better just because of you're looking at all the senses. That smells good, it looks good, and then it's gonna taste good.
That's right. Well, anyway.
I definitely enjoyed this. This is yummy. It's almost like a tonic, because even though this is supposed to be orangey, it still has it's not as bitter as the bitter one, but it still's got a little bit of a kick, which is a good thing because then it gives you that feel. Because a lot of times alcohol will have a little bit of a bite when you taste it. It's like you feel it. This allows you to feel it, so that way you go, oh, okay. There's something in there that just, and then the aftertaste that it leaves behind, you're just like, you can almost breathe it in. So when you're breathing in, and that's one thing that we've talked about, is using your mouth to breathe through your mouth in order to get those flavors to go by.
We did that at the brewery yesterday. The first thing I did was my beer flight was smell them. I smelled every one of them, and one of the beers we got, which we'll have it on the show here in a couple of weeks, is one that, I mean, it was a dark beer that Gwen loved, but it had a smoky smell and a smoky flavor to it. So,
but did it have that strength? Well, we'll probably talk about it when we bring it.
And yeah, I'm already like, how the heck do I get some to you? Because oh my god, it's so good.
Do they ship it? Can I get it out here? Or is it one of those out? I can't get out here. It's local.
Can't get it out there. It's local only. They don't even have distribution
within
in the stores. It's available only in their location right now, and like one or two other bars. That's it. So, which is a neat concept of you know what I mean. Your alcohol is only available in the chosen locations.
Right.
It's not a mass distributed, and that's kind of usually, almost always, that's the good beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like when you're at in Ireland, there's this one particular Jameson that you can only go if you go to the distillery. Other than that, you cannot get it.
Yeah.
It's very specific. So it's to get you in the door so you can check it out. Okay, that's a little bit better. This one's got a kick with the bitterness. Wow. So I added just a little bit of a squeeze of the simple syrup and added more soda water in there to tone it down.
Because I'm not drunk or anything, I guess I can add more to the drink.
There you go. That's right. Is there anything else that you drink that is non-alcoholic besides your Dr. Pepper that you really enjoy?
Actually, it's Dr. Pepper, but the only thing I drink that's non-alcoholic. Well, no, I make an iced tea lemonade in the summertime. I make a green tea lemonade in the summertime. That if you ever see me at my house and I'm pouring something out of a oh my god, that got the glasses bad. If you ever see me pouring something out of a mason jar, almost always it's my green tea lemonade I make here at the house.
Okay.
So
we'll have to have it on the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, we can add some vodka or gin to it, you know.
Yes. Goes very well with vodka. It goes very well with moonshine as well.
Okay.
I've had it with it.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and I've played with teas to do it because teas are really refreshing. They're not heavy in the summertime.
Right.
And, yeah. So
I remember as a kid, we had this big pitcher, and I remember making the iced tea and then putting it out in the sun because, the sun-kissed tea. I don't know that I ever really got the difference in the flavor.
Yeah.
But you'll have to tell me how to make it, and I will do my best to try to mimic it. So when we have it, I'm having the same thing.
Yeah. Well, mine, I cheat on the lemonade.
Do you use country time?
Country time, baby. It's just it is the most wholesome powdered mix that you can make it, and I don't make lemonade separate. I just put the powdered mix in, but that is the only sweetener that's in there. So you're using half the sweetener that you would make a quart with, all right? Because you're only putting in half of for the lemonade, not the full amount.
Okay.
and it doesn't make it as sweet. You can add more lemonade mix, and it just makes it sweeter. It doesn't really tweak the lemon to it. It just makes it sweeter.
Oh.
Well,
And there's a lot of alcohols out there, y'all, that are non-alcoholic or options that are non-alcoholic that you can try out. And if you get like this was the sample pack, 3 sample pack,
yeah.
in order for me to be able to play with it. And then most of them will have recipes that you can play with. But there's a lot more options now than there used to be. So play with it, have fun, enjoy, use the pretty glasses, and mix it as though it's a cocktail, and that'll make it more refreshing.
Yeah.
Put fresh everything in there. That just makes a huge difference. You can muddle lemon, lime, orange, and then put the non-alcoholic tequila in there. So now you have, and then if you throw in a cucumber, or you can throw in jalapenos. So then you got your spicy or your cucumber margaritas. So there's a lot of different things you can do to up your game with, it's like, well, I don't want to just drink water. Well, then don't just drink water. Make it fun. Yeah, make it fun. I do that. That's why I like my fizzy water. And it's like, for me, if I'm just drinking water, I'm doing soda water with muddled lemon lime.
I mean, you ever gone into a hotel? Like I've gone to hotels because, as much as you and I used to travel, and they had that big thing of water in the front where they put limes into it, they put strawberries into it, they put, kiwis into it, And
the other thing that you can also do is bitters.
Yeah.
Soda water and bitters. You can just pour this goes a long way. All you need is 2 to 3 drops and you're good. And it just gives it a different flavor. So try bitters, soda water and bitters. Cool. Play with it. You never know. You're going to find something that you enjoy that's going to be very refreshing, especially on those days that you're like, oh, I want something refreshing, but I don't want to drink because I have to get up early, or I have a race, or I have a conference, or I just have to catch a flight.
Or I don't want to show my mother-in-law that I'm an alcoholic. I don't have that problem. Anyway, no, but some of you may.
Anyway. So try something different. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like experimenting with new things. So I'm going to be playing with Portland syrups, try out different things before I add the alcohol. They did have some punches that it says you can make the punch and then you can add rum to it, so they actually made a batch, which we've talked about in the past. You can make a batch with no alcohol, and then you add the alcohol to the one glass that's being served, for the adults. So that way the kiddos can also enjoy something refreshing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how people like Mary's Mixers are born. They make their own mix.
Yep.
All right, and then they add it as they go, and that way you're able to do it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I love Mr. What is it, Mr. M and Mr. T or M and T?
Mr. T's, yeah.
Yeah, that you get on the flights. I'll have the Bloody Mary mix. It just tastes so good with nothing else, just the Bloody Mary mix. Mm-hmm. It just gives it a good flavor. I don't need the alcohol in it. I mean,
I know. One of the mixers I had sitting in the cabinet is.
Yep. Zing Zang, I think, or something like that. Starts with the Z. They're little cans, perfect size for a Bloody Mary.
So last week, when we did the Bloody Marys, I went and I was looking for something in the liquor cabinet, and I'm like, "Oh, we have these in there." And I did it, and they're like, there's a corner for the lip that's metal, and I bumped it against it, punctured the can, and it shot all across the wall.
Oh,
I'm like, oh well, I guess I'm having a Bloody Mary, and I poured the rest of it in. But like Saturday night, we're sitting down in the living room looking and eating. We're like, what the hell is that over there on the wall behind the bar?
You still have Bloody Mary?
Still have Bloody Mary mix on the wall.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway. Exciting. So
yeah, kind of like the mess that I made here in my office that it took me like 3 days to
clean up. Oh.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap it up a little early tonight. My grandson's birthday tonight, so it's 1 year. Little boy's 1 year birthday. Get a little more family outing here with him, but before we go, we're gonna we have to mention things like our Insiders Club. Go to likethewayyoudrink.com and sign up for the Insiders Club, where you can actually be part of us going to have functions. There it is. LikeTheWayYouDrink.com. Must be 21 to join. Please put your age in so that we know that you're 21. Don't lie.
I know, people. No reason for it.
Anyway, be sure to subscribe to us on Apple, Spotify, where our podcast is put out, as well as our YouTube channel and Facebook page. So the 4 places that we are actually at. Other than that, it is our businesses that pay the bills around here. So we're going to have to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. And we'll, of course, we always start with ladies first. So
thank you so much, Tim. Appreciate you. Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design. There are 101 different creative ways that you can attract and retain quality staff. I have this book. You can find it on Amazon. But if you would like, you can just come to my calendar. This is at the upper left. If you go to Insurance Design Pros, on the upper left, you'll see the white paper. It's not going to be as detailed as this. It's just going to be outlined. But if you want to talk about it, can you do something to attract and retain quality staff? How do you motivate them? Because they don't care what you really feel until they feel that you care about them. So it's your actions that will show how much you care. Go to enrollnoworegon.com. That's my calendar link. We'll start the conversation and see what can we do to get you started. And this is my co-host.
Well, thank you, Gladys. My name is Tim Gillette, and I host a company called Simple Easy Websites with creators of Simple Easy Marketing, making marketing simple and easy again. All right, so that you can get your clients and find the people you need faster without having to worry about how do I do things to build leads. So one of them is we build websites for you. SimpleEasyWebsites.com. You go over there, check it out, get a free consultation. You can do a little button to review your website, believe it or not. All right, go check it out. And that's what we do. That's how we do it.
Thank you all for being here today. Surprise what we're going to be conjuring up for next week.
We've got something cool, but you got to be here to find out what it is.
That's right.
So, anyway.
Enjoy the rest of the week, y'all.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.